Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Sharice Johnson Moore here, your hope builder, lifting you out of your sorrow by guiding you to see the Christ within. And welcome to Let's Talk Sunday, where today's topic is when it's time to move on. So, let's not delay. Let's not delay us listening to this episode of Let's Talk Sunday. If you have comments or you want to make suggestions for the podcast, please leave a message on the message board, okay? So I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what you're thinking. And let's deep dive into this topic of when it's time to move on. Patience. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Sharice Johnson Moore here. Hi, babies. How are y'all doing today? Okay, so my topic for today is when it's time to move on. Okay, I know that sometimes we want to hold on to people, places, and things, but it is time to move on. Okay, so what's the signs? What are the signs? What are the signs when it's time to move on? I and the thing is sometimes as women, we think we can hold on to man. We can think we can hold on to possessions. We think we can hold on to um, struggling family relationships, or a community, or sometimes the communication is not good. And sometimes we want to hold on to people that we just must let go. We just got to let them go when it's time to move on, child. Say, okay, relationships. We're going to go with relationships. And relationships are a very vital part of our daily living, right? But when they are toxic, we must let go. Toxic. Well, sometimes we don't see eye to eye on certain subjects. And sometimes we have to let that go, maybe because of communication breakdown there somewhere. And when there is a continuous threat of bodily harm, when there is a threat of always some bodily harm, we must move on, because those kind of relationships do not end well. Okay? Where sometimes we want to love people, right? Us as women, we are nurturers. And sometimes we want to hold on to that person, or the idea of what we think this person can be. And that is a detriment to ourselves, to us as women, because we want to love them. We want to, and sometimes it's not just the men relationships we have, it's even relationships with our children sometimes. I know, sometimes we want to love them and stuff, but sometimes we gotta let the birds lead the nest. Let them lead the nest. Let them learn. Let them learn that life is what you make it, because and getting along with other people is very important. It's very important for us. And when it is not reciprocated in a relationship where it's equal, that is kind of like, it's kind of, that's not a good thing either, because we can give, and then when it's time, when we ask for things, or when we expect things, and when we expect them, and the person doesn't reciprocate that to us, or we are expecting them to give and they're not in that mindset of giving to someone, it may be detrimental to you, because it's holding your weight. You're sitting here waiting on somebody else, and they're not moving in the same tone as you, or the same pace as you, or the same I said goals that y'all started to put together when you first got together. Now, have you ever been in a relationship like that? Well, okay, we sit down, we make all these plans, and we do all this, this planning and things with people that we plan to try to have a life with. But it's like, okay, you said all this stuff in the beginning, but then, okay, what happened? You sitting here like, oh, excuse me, what happened to the goals? You know, that they're not carrying out their goals. They're not carrying out their desires that they spoke about all in the beginning. It sounded all good in the beginning, right? It sounded all good, but we have to understand that if that person does not want to pursue their goals, yeah, okay, talk is talk. My dad used to say, talk is cheap. Okay, talk is cheap. And that even applies to in business relationships. If you feel like you're taking on all the burden, you know, when you're taking on all the burden, you're doing the flyers, you're doing the video chats, you're doing the paperwork, you're doing the accounting, you're doing this, and you have a partner, and the partner is not doing, oh, well, you know, not doing what they said they were going to do. And it's like, what's going on here? What's going on? You know, you sit down, you talk and things like that, but the actions are not meeting the words that they spoke in the beginning. Okay. When a relationship, I'm going to say between a man and a man, a woman and a woman, when it gets violent, that's time to move on. One time I was in a relationship with a young lady, and I wanted to leave to go home, and she decided she didn't want to let me leave. She didn't want to let me leave her apartment. She told me, you're not going nowhere, things like, and I'm like, really? Like, and it was this thing of, I'm a bully you. When a relationship becomes domineering and someone domineering over top of you, and they don't give you a chance to breathe or be the person you want to be, and they're trying to change you to something they want you to be, that's toxic. It's a thing of, you have to learn how to let go of people when it's time to move on. That is our topic for today for Let's Talk Sunday. And when a person or a situation does not suit you, it is time to move on. Say, I give you this good experience I've had. Well, when I was little, and I was in church, and everything, and the church I was going to was nice. It was okay, but it had a clique. Okay, it had a clique. And I remember one time where I was supposed to sing on a program, and as they it was kind of like, okay, I'm here, you here, okay, you here, and it was kind of like me and a young man. We was in the choir. I'll give you this. Me and a young man was in the youth choir, right? And we during rehearsal we did not get the song per se, where it was where it's supposed to flow. It's supposed to flow where he's supposed to say a line and I'm supposed to sing a line and he's supposed to sing a line. And he couldn't think of anything to say, right? So after we sung the song, I kind of like, me as a person, me as a child had already been, I was being trained to lead singing as a lead singer. And I didn't mean to take over the song. I didn't mean to take over the song, But, he wouldn't have, we'd be singing and everything, and he wouldn't say nothing when it was his turn, and I would say mine, and I would wait on him, and he couldn't say his. And after we sung the song, some of the members in the choir were very mad at me because they felt like I kind of took over the song, and it was like, no, I wasn't trying to take over the song. I won't go. Excuse me, I won't go stand there and look stupid and be singing. Maybe that's my training or whatever the case may be. But I was not going to I wasn't gonna stand there and be like, okay, I'm gonna let him, and then I'll sing, and then and I wasn't trying to take over anything. But after that, I kind of didn't like being in the youth choir because it was like you didn't get a chance then to do nothing. It was like, and I'm sitting there like, but when we went to rehearsal, it was the same atmosphere. And I've learned in life, when people come up against you, it's them, not you. Okay? It's them and not you. I've learned that in life, some people just are not going to like you. They're not going to reciprocate. They're not going to be your friend. They're not going to see eye to eye no matter what you do. Okay. And when things like that happen, it's time to move. Okay. Well, I got out the choir after that. I got out the choir. It was just time to move on, because who wants to go to a program, or who wants to sing in a choir where every time you're singing, somebody got a problem with it? Okay. I wasn't running. It was the fact that I just ain't had I had a patience for that. I knew in my spirit, now that I look back on that, it was time for me to move on from the youth choir, because it was this clique in the church. And I learned early on in life, I don't want to be no follower. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I don't want to do what you're doing. I'm not going to go along with what you're doing if I don't want to do it. And that's what we have to do as adults. Sometimes we get in these relationships with these people, and it's not you're not feeling it, and you're not feeling appreciated, or you're not feeling a feeling of the other person is grateful for you to be in that relationship, or they appreciate you. It kind of makes you like, no, I don't want to know. I'm not doing that. So that's another part of moving on. It is the maturity to know when enough is enough. If you get tired of getting beat up, you get tired, right? In life, we get to the point where we become people pleasers. People pleasers. Have you ever been a people pleaser before, where everything somebody said and did that you had to do, you just went along with it? And it kind of like, how can I say this? It was like, oh no, I'm not with that. I'm just not with that. I can't. That is not me. That's not part of me. That's not what I want to do. It's time to move on. Moving on sometimes is hard for us because sometimes we become people pleasers. We want to be sick, and then other times it's not for that. It's not to be liked. It's for to be seen. Sometimes people get into stuff they want to be seen. I want to be the number one. Do this. I want to get all the accolades and things like that. And it's like, no, when sometimes we become followers and not leaders. And a leader knows when to move on. Abusive relationships. I've had a couple of those in my life. And I have learned that some people don't want to grow up. Some people still want to have that mindset as a childlike mindset. And they sometimes bring their baggage from their childhood into a relationship, and they are treating you like you owe them something, or that you got to do stuff for them all the time. Well, buy me some clothes. I want an outfit. Can you get me this? Can you? And sometimes relationships can be overbearing because some people come in and have this expectation of take care of me. It ain't no, we gonna be together. No, I need you to take care of me. And that's not a good relationship to be in either, because that person becomes baggage and not in an equal relationship. They become like a bag of luggage. Well, you carrying their load and you're carrying on to take care of them, and you got to take care of both of you, and you got to go to work, and you got to buy the food, and you got to do it. And it's like, hold up, when did it become this? Child, I have my experience of crazy relationships. But you as an adult, you had to realize, look, I just don't have the patience for that. And when people don't meet your expectations, or they bring in a lot of expectations upon you and they're not giving anything, that kind of drains you. That drains the spirit. It drains the mindset. It drains you to the point where you can't function. I mean, you function, but you feel like it's a burden. It's not a relationship after a while, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't bring in anything. It's like this person comes to the table to you empty, and you be like, okay, I'm working, I'm paying rent, I'm paying this, I'm paying that. And when relationships become that way, it's like not fulfilling. It's not it can cause you to become anxiety. It can cause you to have depression. It can cause you to have out of touch with reality, because it drains you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So, abusive relationships are no-nos. Bad business relationships are no-nos, where it's not equal, it's not together, it's not, well, I'll check on this today, or you sit down and y'all have a communication, say, look, this is what's happening, so what you want me to do with this, and this, like, it's a thing of when two people come together, whether it's a relationship, partnership, mutual agreement, we expect people to keep up with their obligations of what they say, right? And my dad has always been the type of person that says, look, you can't pull blood out of turnips. And I always wonder why people say that. Why people say that. And it says, You can't pull blood out of turnips. And this term is that if a person is not trained or raised in that way, they're not going to know. They're not going to have an understanding. And especially when you in that relationship that you're trying to build, is that when you say, come on, let me, then it becomes, well, let me teach you this. Or let's sit down and I want to teach you this or this. And the person says, no, I don't want to learn that. It's like, wow, you just closed off. It's just a closed off mindset. Like, I'm not open to nothing new. I don't want to learn nothing new. And this is all you're going to get. And that's like, wow, and sometimes we have to learn how to back away from bad, abusive relationships, whether they can be in business or in personal life. And learn to love yourself enough to know when it's time to move on. Love yourself enough to know, look, this ain't working for me. This just ain't working for me. And I understand where sometimes where you're when us as women, we're in an abusive relationship, we try to love somebody, but when it's always about violence and you domineering over me, it is called, I got to leave you alone. I got to. And I've tried that kind of relationship before, where I was in an abusive relationship, and it got to the point where it just tired me out. It tired me out to the point where I just up and left. I was like, no, because I'm not no punching bag. I'm not going to be your punching bag while you are not holding your end of the bargain in the relationship. Yes, I used to be married before, and I wish that was something that I was immature. I was not ready for. I was just doing it to leave home. And this is the result of what I did when I left. And I kind of realized that now that I'm older, that I was just not ready. And the person I was marrying was not ready either. So abusive relationships are times where you have to move on. Being in a relationship where it's not reciprocated, or it's where I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Everything is hunky-dory in the beginning, and then sometimes it changes. And if it's not changing to go to the better, maybe it's just time to move on. And there ain't nothing wrong with sitting and being by yourself. Just let you know, ain't nothing wrong with being by yourself, because you get to know you understand you, and you understand that you have this way about yourself that you love yourself enough to know that, say, maybe I need a break. Maybe I need a break from a relationship and work on me. Maybe I need to break and go back to school. Maybe I need a break and get myself together, because sometimes moving on is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It depends on how you look at it. Okay, I move on. Okay, let me go over here and tend to what I need to do. Because some things we get into these type of relationships where they draw us from the desires of what we have in our heart, because we're so busy trying to satisfy somebody else's needs. We're so busy trying to help somebody else, and it drains us, and it leaves us mentally drained from the capacity of even trying to accomplish anything in our own lives. Because we're always people pleasers, or we are afraid that we are afraid that if I do more than you, you'll leave me. And sometimes in relationships, we can't take over. Women, we can't take over the relationship. It has to be equal. That's another thing that sometimes us as women do not understand, that we have to we have to not be submissive, but let the person know that this is what I do, this is who I am, and this is me. And if we working on something together, we working on something together. But if we going one way, you going one way, and I'm going another, it ain't gonna work. It just ain't. So yeah, I've had to do that. Had to do that. Moving on, sometime it freed me from the other person's burdens that they brought into the relationship or the situation. And sometimes we have to, and it even happens with our children. Okay, well, they so used to us being giving to them, and then they don't even know how to stand on their own 2 feet when they become adults. And it's like, wow, really? You know, like how to pay bills, how to apply for an apartment, how to work on a job, how to work, with finances and things like that. Sometimes we can raise the kids and we can turn around and hinder them at the same time because we're doing so much for them and they're not learning how to do anything for themselves. And when they go into the world, they think because of what their parents did that they will go out and do the same thing to the next person and the person that they get with. Oh, my mama took care of me. Because I had a boyfriend like that one time. And he, his mom did everything for him, even though he was older than me. That's what shocked me. And I was like, dude, you older than me, but you act like, like a little kid. Well, I need gas money. I need this. I need that. And I was like, ooh, child, now I'm older. I realize that's not what I want. I don't need no needy people. I can't do it. Needy is not me. Move on. And love yourself enough to know that you matter. You matter. Your opinion matters. What your thoughts, your feelings, your capacity for how you feel about what you had desire for in your heart, it matters. And don't let anybody come and tell you any different. When it's time to move on, the signs are there. The signs are, sometimes we want to ignore this stuff. We want to ignore stuff, act like it doesn't exist. It's not happening. It's not going on. This is not happening to me. And we in a world of denial. You got to come out of that denial. Okay. Just want to give you that for today. And I wanted to let everyone know that if you would like to purchase a book, Coming to Loving Yourself, it is available and I can ship it out tomorrow if you purchase today. Okay. Coming to Loving Yourself is my first book. Coming to Loving Yourself is my first book that I published. And I would like for, you to get it because it is it's an inspirational autobiography. And I wanted to share my life with someone to bring them out of the darkness. Somebody asked me the other day, say, why do you talk about so many things, different topics? You got 4 different shows and you're doing this and this. Okay. I explained to them that I said, because for the first 40 years, I was in the desert. I was like the Israelites in the desert for 40 years, just roaming around. Didn't know which way to go, didn't know which way to turn, didn't know which way to do anything. And I got in with the wrong crowd, and I decided that after the 3 deaths of my closest loved ones, that I wanted to love more. I wanted to love me more instead of trying to chase down behind somebody else that didn't love themselves. See, if you don't love yourself, the person that you get with is going to be, because you put out what you attract. So then I put this workbook out. It's been out since December, before Christmas. like the day before Christmas. I published this workbook. It's a title Study Guide to Building Your Self-Worth. And it is also available on my website, www.ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. And I would love greatly, or you can go to the link in my bio and you can, get it, it'll just click on it and it'll take you right to the website. Both of these are a set. They're sets. You can get a set, and you also get a free gift with it on the chat. Free. I said free. Yeah, I said free. Yes, you get a free gift when you purchase the set, the book and the workbook. It becomes free. All right. I also have these on my website. My t-shirts. This is the front. I don't know if y'all can see that over here. T-shirt. Here's my t-shirt. And then here's the back of the t-shirt. Here it is. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that over here. Okay. All right. So I have t-shirts. I have books. I have a free gift for you when you purchase the 2 books. And everything is hunky-dory. I also make custom-made baskets. That's also on the website too. But I will let you know that they are custom order, and you will have to get in contact with me to place that order, because if you have requirements for your basket, that's cool. But what comes in the basket, you decide what you want to put in the basket off the website. And then put all those little things in there, So I hope y'all enjoyed today. My name is Sharice Johnson Moore, your hope builder, lifting you out of your sorrow by guiding you to see the Christ within through scripture and practical applications. All right. Hello. Hey, Cheryl. How you doing, baby? What you been up to? Hi, how you doing? Yes, sometimes we get into those moods, I would like to see some of your art sometimes. I want to see your art. Okay, honey? And I want to thank everyone for coming in today for Let's Talk Sunday. I want you to love on yourself. Love on yourself. Love you. Love you. Love you for all the ups, the downs, the turning arounds, the good, the bad, the ugly. And, take them when somebody throw you some lemons, make some lemonade, child, and have a party, okay? Have a party, that's how I feel. Because life is too short to be sitting around and not loving yourself. Take yourself out. Your birthday, okay, you don't have no friends, you don't associate with, take yourself out. You want to go out, take yourself out. Do stuff that makes you happy in your life, because life is too short to be sitting around like, oh, well, I don't have no friends to go hang out with, and I don't have it. Okay, well, look, I learned that I love to travel. And this summer coming up, I'm going to be traveling, okay? I'm going to be going from places. I'm not sitting at home no more, okay? So I want y'all to have a blessed day. Thank you for coming out for Let's Talk Sunday. Bye, babies. I'll see y'all later. Hello, everyone. Sharice Johnson Moore here, owner and CEO of LBM TV. At LBM TV, our objective is to give you programming that will invigorate, motivate, and inspire you. Our programming will provide you with insight, in-depth knowledge, and solutions in your daily living. We can be seen on every smart TV, smartphone globally. We're located on the C1 Media Smart TV app, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, and Google TV. So get ready to enjoy positive, uplifting programming for your daily living here at LBM TV, where we care about you. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Sharice Johnson Moore here, and I have something special for you. Okay, I'm starting a new streaming channel, and it is entitled LBM TV. Okay, so I want to get you seen in front of 4.5 million people. Okay, you know how many people that is that you could advertise your business to, that you could put yourself on front of the people to be seen? 4.5 million people. Oh my God, that's a lot of people, right? So I'm opening the door for all of those that would like to advertise on my TV channel, LBM TV, an opportunity to really get in front of the people. You can contact me through lbmtvmedia@gmail.com for further details. lbmtvmedia@gmail.com for further details. Okay, so I want to get you seen in front of 4.5 million people. Okay, so that's on a daily basis. And I wanted to let you know that I support all businesses. Okay, so come on in the room and get seen on TV. Okay, all right, babies, I love you.